Hello. Before I get to the topic, you might notice that I have hair now. That's because this guy is kind of boring, and his entire existence was to give me strength to make a YouTube channel. I commend him, but now he's going to be demoted to NPC status, and that gives me the excuse to draw anime. Now it's time for the actual topic, the childhood game experience. I say the, but I really mean mine, and maybe someone else can relate. I'm gonna go all the way back to my 9-year-old self. I was living at my grandma's and we had a tiny TV on the floor in the corner of the room. It's hooked up to the PS2 and I had a couple games. One of those games was a PS2 Jam Pack thing that had a bunch of game demos. I remembered I played a little bit of Ratchet and Clank and some game called The Getaway, and it was like British GTA or something. I just wanted to play a game that was open world and you could get out of your car, and I didn't have GTA 4 at the time. Then I wouldn't really play them that long because they're just demos, and I'd only really play them if I got really bored. That's why my favorite game was Spider-Man 3, which I actually owned, and I played this game like every day. I was absolutely addicted to games as a child, and I'm pretty sure it ate up half my lifespan, if I were to guess. I would load up the game as soon as I got back from school, and I'd get as far as I could because I didn't have a PS2 memory card. If you had no memory card, you had two options. You either went big or you went home. Because of that, I tried to beat the game every single time I got my hands on that controller. Anyone else have that super cool item that they look forward to using in a game? For me, it was the black suit. This thing was the coolest thing ever. I even wore it on Halloween. The game had a time limit on the suit, and I'd actually be having withdrawals every second I saw red and blue. So basically, that was my life after school. Sometimes I'd be able to get my hands on the PS3 if I popped my uncle's back, and I could play Call of Duty World at War. Normally what I do is I just play the entire campaign and never touch multiplayer. I don't really have much to say about this experience other than when you beat the game, it sends you to this creepy cutscene. I remember the first time I experienced this, I got thrown into this decrepit building and then saw a zombie walk up to the barricade. I immediately paused the game and turned off the console because that was creepy. Honestly, zombies still freak me out, and I can probably blame this game for that. Moving away from the PlayStation, I want to talk about the DS. I was handed down a DS Lite from my aunt. I love that thing, and it's probably why I love the color red so much. I don't know, and it's just so nice to hold. The only downside, though, is that I broke the hinge on it and I had to play it like fully pancaked. I didn't really have that many games on it. I had like three choices. I had PictoChat, Pokemon, or Animal Crossing. I didn't know how to connect the internet to the DS, so on PictoChat, I just draw stuff on there. And that's because I didn't have flip notes since it was a DS Lite. Occasionally, I'd lose a stylus and then start having a mental breakdown. The amount of anxiety I've had from not seeing the stylus in its little slot has probably taken years off my life. I didn't really draw that much as a kid, so I didn't really use the stylus that much for PictoChat, but it did not feel complete without the stylus in its home. So, on to Pokemon. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't really like Pokemon. I know, I'm sorry, I just don't like turn-based games. The last Pokemon game that I played was probably Brick Bronze on Roblox. Now for my favorite DS game, Animal Crossing. I don't know what it is about this game. It's just so mundane, and I love that. I would go fishing and then shake some trees, get stung by bees, pick up some apples, and then sell them to the Tanuki shopkeep dude. And I don't know if this was headcanon or what, but I remember not having enough money to pay off my house, so the lights would be off, and I'm pretty sure that was never in the game. My memory absolutely sucks, so I would not be surprised if I made that up. And on the topic of mundaneness, when I did get GTA 4, I'd play it completely legally, like I was just a dude living in the city. I'd drive around town and I'd follow the traffic laws, and then I'd go to the local cafe and just browse on the computers. Maybe I'm just weird and I like to do mundane things. Well, now I'm playing GTA legally in real life, so I guess I got my wish. That's it for the video. I just wanted to dig out of my memory that I was actually a child at some point in my life. I probably have more memories of childhood games, but I'll talk about those later if I actually feel like it. Thanks for watching.